For EM wave propagation in free space, the free space is defined as A0110, B01100, C01100, D01100. The correct answer is 01100. For TE or trademark modes of propagation in bounded media, the phase velocity is A. independent of frequency, B is a linear function of frequency, C is a nonlinear function of frequency, D can be frequency dependent or frequency independent on the source. The correct answer is a nonlinear function of frequency. Frequencies in the UHF range propagate by means of A. space wave, B. surface waves, C. sky waves, D. ground waves. The correct answer is space wave. Intrinsic or characteristic impedance of free space has a value of A. 120 ohm, B. 73 ohm, C. 73 ohm, D. 120 ohm. The correct answer is 120 ohm. Radiation resistance of half-wave dipole to antenna is in free space A. 73, B. 120 B, C. 36.5, D. 70. The correct answer is 73. The effect of the inductance of a coil on a constant direct current is that A. it does not affect the constant direct current, B. it decreases the current, C. it strengthens the current, D. it causes a higher voltage drop. The correct answer is it does not affect the constant direct current. If H 0.110 pt/am for a plane wave propagating in free space, then the time average Poynting vector is A. 0.6 p/2 ywm2, B. 0.6 pwm2, C. 1.2 pwm2, D. 1.2 pwm2. The correct answer is 1.2 pwm2. The ratio of tangential component of electric field at the surface of a conductor and the linear current density resulting from this field is impedance. A. characteristic, B. critical, C. surface, D. polarizing. The correct answer is surface. The gain of collinear arrays is maximum when the spacing between the elements is A. 0.1 to 0.3, B. 0.3 to 0.9, C. 0.5 to 0.7, D. 0.7 to 0.9. The correct answer is 0.3 to 0.9. Virtual height of an ionospheric layer is always greater than its actual height. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. In waveguides, the existing waves are A. TE only, B. trademark only, C. both A and B, D. all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The term applies to troposcatter propagation. A. fading, B. Faraday rotation, C. SEDS, D. atmospheric storms. The correct answer is Faraday rotation. Unit of E is A. coulomb Newton meter, B. coulomb 2 Newton meter, C. farad meter, D. farad 2 meter. The correct answer is farad meter. So-called grounded antennas are often found insulated from the ground electrically. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. End-fire array is called a linear resonant dipole array. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. Which of the following statements is incorrect regarding Balun transformer? A. it changes impedance like current transformer, B. it changes balanced to unbalanced line, C. It is used to couple a coaxial line to a parallel line wire. D. Any of the above. The correct answer is, it changes impedance like current transformer. The maximum usable frequency for the E layer is 10 MHz. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. In free space, A. Phase velocity is greater than light velocity. B. Phase velocity is equal to group velocity. C. Phase velocity is equal to light velocity. D. Both B and C. The correct answer is both B and C. Laplacian of a scalar function V is A. Gradient of V. B. Gradient of the gradient of V. C. Divergence of V. D. Divergence of the gradient of V. The correct answer is divergence of the gradient of V. Which one is not correct for folded dipole antenna? A. High IP impedance. B. Low IP impedance. C. High bandwidth. D. Used as reactance compensation network. The correct answer is low IP impedance. For VLF antennas, radiation resistance is usually of the order of A. less than 1 ohm. B. 13 to 20 ohms. C. Around 100 ohms. D. More than 200 ohms. The correct answer is less than 1 ohm. The attenuation factor in parallel plane guides is given by A. Power lost, power transmitted. B. 2x power lost, power transmitted. C. Power lost per unit length, 2x power transmitted. D. Is always constant. The correct answer is power lost per unit length, 2x power transmitted. Which of the following relations is incorrect? A. MMF x reluctance 1. B. Conductance x resistance 1. C. D. None of the above. The correct answer is MMF x reluctance 1. An antenna array pattern is used for increasing A. Gain. B. Directivity. C. Directive gain. D. All. The correct answer is all. A unipole is also known as A. Omnidirectional radiator. B. Unidirectional radiator. C. Line radiator. D. None of the above. The correct answer is omnidirectional radiator. Microwave signals follow the curvature of the Earth and the phenomenon A. Tropospheric scatter. B. Faraday effect. C. Duct propagation. D. None. The correct answer is duct propagation. Broadcasting antennas are generally A. Omnidirectional type. B. Vertical type. C. Horizontal type. D. Helical. The correct answer is vertical type. A transmission line has characteristics impedance of 75J0.01 and is terminated in a load impedance of 70J50. The reflection coefficient will be A. 0.08J0.32, B. 0.32J1.38, C. 0.70J2.97, D. 1.1J0.32. The correct answer is 0.08J0.32. Which of the following term does not apply to the Yagi-Uda array? A. High gain. B. Folded dipole. C. Parasitic. D. Good bandwidth. The correct answer is high gain. In a rectangular waveguide ZTE, Z trademark is A02, B1, C102, D0. The correct answer is 02. Brewster angle is the angle for which there is A. No reflection and the incident wave is vertically polarized. B. Reflection and the incident wave is horizontally polarized. C. No reflection and the incident wave is horizontally polarized. D. None of the above. The correct answer is no reflection, and the incident wave is vertically polarized. Surface waves can propagate on piezoelectric substrates. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. A folded dipole antenna is conveniently connected to A. Shielded line, B. Two-wire line, C. Coaxial line, D. Flat ribbon type transmission line. The correct answer is flat ribbon type transmission line. The boundary sphere between antenna region and free space region appears to opaque. A. Along the dipole axis, B. Along perpendicular direction, C. Along the dipole axis as well as perpendicular direction, D. Neither along the dipole axis nor along the perpendicular direction. The correct answer is along the dipole axis. In a horizontal polarized wave, A. Magnetic field is perpendicular to ground, B. Magnetic field component is parallel to ground, C. Electric field component is perpendicular to ground, D. Electric field is parallel to ground. The correct answer is electric field is parallel to ground. For a uniform plane wave of frequency 10.6 Hz propagating in a good conductor, the field undergoes a change in phase by 2p radius over a distance of 1 meter. The field is attenuated by a factor of 1e at a distance of am, bm, cpm, d2pm. The correct answer is m. TV broadcasting based on A. Line of sight communication, B. Ionospheric propagation, C. Ground wave, D. Medium wave. The correct answer is ionospheric propagation. Absolute permeability is given by Henry meter. A. 4px 1012, B. 4px 107, C. 8.854x 1012, D. 8.854x 107. The correct answer is 4px 107. The discone antenna is A. useful direction finding antenna, B. used as a radar receiving antenna, C. useful as a UHF receiving antenna, D. circular polarized like other circularly antenna. The correct answer is useful as a UHF receiving antenna. If a EM wave propagating in Z direction, then A. component of EM wave will exist in Z direction, B. component of EM wave will not exist in Z direction, C. component of EM wave will exist in Y direction, D. component of EM wave will exist in X direction. The correct answer is component of EM wave will not exist in Z direction. The thin parallel wires are carrying current along the same direction. The force experienced by one due to the other is A. parallel to the lines, B. perpendicular to the lines and attractive, C. perpendicular to the lines and repulsive, D. 0. The correct answer is perpendicular to the lines and attractive. Mutual impedance is not depend upon A. magnitude of induced current, B. tuning condition, C. self-impedance, D. phase relationship between induced and original currents. The correct answer is self-impedance. The dimension of flux density is A. metric ton 1 Q1, B. metric ton 2, C. metric ton 1 Q1, D. metric ton 1 Q2. The correct answer is metric ton 1 Q1. An alternating current or voltage is that which A. changes in magnitude only, B. changes in direction only, C. both A and B, D. has a random movement of electrons. The correct answer is both A and B. When the magnetic vector is parallel to the boundary surface and electric vector is parallel to the place of incidence, the polarization is A. 0, B. vertical, C. perpendicular, D. horizontal. The correct answer is vertical. The total electrical energy emitted overall space from an electron of charge E and radius r is AE0R2, BE20R, CE24P0R2, DE28P0R. The correct answer is E28P0R. In broadside array, the principal direction radiation is perpendicular to the array axis and also to the plane containing the array elements. B. The principal direction radiation is parallel to the array axis and also to the plane containing the array elements. C. The principal direction radiation is parallel to the array axis and perpendicular to the plane containing the array elements. D. The principal direction radiation is perpendicular to the array axis and parallel to the plane containing the array elements. The correct answer is the principal direction radiation is perpendicular to the array axis and also to the plane containing the array elements. Which of following antenna does not depend upon the frequency? A. Log periodic, B. parabolic, C. conical, D. all of the above. The correct answer is log periodic.